Okay. I'm so sorry. Honestly, I am. I just killed the boss. Okay. Let's get started. All right. So to those who are probably going to see this, maybe I will just kind of put a caveat or something like a warning on the video later and say the first 15 minutes is a mess. So please skip it. Okay. Indeed, if you are also joining us this hour and you probably feel like, oh, 15 minutes into it, let me just go back. I mean, let me go back and rewatch. No, don't. So you should start watching from 15 minutes upward. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Right. The rider, like I said, when the microphone was muted, was that if you have read the caption of the broadcast, please read the description of the broadcast as well. Like it, share it, to invite your friends and your not so friendly friends, and tell all of them that Mayego today, indeed, we are going to have an extra, probably extra half. I mean, no, not extra half an hour, maybe extra 20 minutes, because we really need to make up for the lost time. But yeah, sure. So, brethren, last night we bid ourselves good night. Looking forward to what today will bring, which was then like a day to expect the Americans to either have elected the first woman as their president, or the return of Donald J. Trump, who now stands as the oldest president-elect in the history of the United States of America. But we will come back to that. But there is a shocker. A shocker, because last night I shared with us the promotion of Oluleye, the new chief of army staff, which was appointed as acting chief of army staff, COAS, in Nigeria after the disappearance of Lagbaja. The news I wasn't expecting or looking forward to was that of the announcement of his death. About 3 weeks ago, a whistleblower blew the whistle on the death of the Nigeria chief of army staff, because as usual, the APC Egbekegbe denied that Lagbaja was dead. However, the whistleblower doubled down and said, no, he's dead. And if he's not, they should at least make him make a video of maybe just 1 minute video or 30 seconds video. That never happened. Or rather, the Nigerian army, the Tinubu's illegitimate government, doubled down. They even said, Lagbaja just spoke to Tinubu in one of their defenses, right? They declared the whistleblower wanted. They said the guy has been, is wanted for instigating violence in Nigeria, for sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria, and so many other, nonsense, just to make it look more like the person was a troublemaker. But he's a whistleblower. He didn't give us the evidence that Lagbaja was dead, but they couldn't give us the evidence that Lagbaja was alive. But the most unexpected happened. They promoted a junior officer to an acting capacity for the position of Lagbaja that was supposed to be on vacation, because that's what the Nigerian army said. Do you know that there are soldiers that have been killed by terrorists in northern Nigeria, and their family members, they have been killed for years now, for a year, 2 years, and their families still believe that they are fighting Boko Haram in the northeast of Nigeria, because Nigerian army has not notified their family. They always deny, but the truth is that they will always come back to now say, okay, it happened. So over time, a lot of us knows that whenever the government of or the people in government in Nigeria deny something, it is probably true. A lot of us have come to realize that. But do you know that personally, I was hoping that Lagbaja was just so unwell that if we needed a replacement before they will announce that he is now retired. Here you get, I wasn't expecting him to be dead. So now we have to go back to the whistle that the whistleblower blew 3 weeks ago, that Lagbaja was actually dead for the past 3 weeks. And they kept the news away from the Nigerian army or the Nigerian soldiers, so to say, while the top ranking officers knew. Because the whistleblower told us then that some of these guys were already jostling, fighting for Lagbaja's position. So today, the Tinubu's regime announced that Lagbaja is dead. No further information, other than just try to kind of like paint a picture of a very a very beautiful soldier, a soldier who fought so many wars, so many battles. And guess what are the battles? The battles of Operation Lafia Dole, Operation Python Dance 1, Python Dance 2, Python Dance 3, Lafia Dole, Lafia Lao, Lafia Kalau, this and that. Is meant to be a general. You know, Nigerian generals, they are generals without any war. In America, even here in the UK, you will see soldiers that will tell you that they've been to, or they have went to for like about 2-3 tours. So I've gone for like I've been to 3 tours to Africa, war where there is actually people who have like fighting war, or I've been to Iraq, I've been to Afghanistan, or I've been to this place, I've been to that place. Nigerian army, Nigerian generals, they are only generals in killing civilians, or in shooting down the civilians, the people that can't really defend themselves. So they promoted this guy as his replacement, and we are waiting for them to possibly sack some of his supposed seniors, so those who are like the senior of this guy.
Well, I've been part of the security architecture for for like 5-6 years now, at the topmost echelon. So I know everything that's happening, and I know what it takes. So what I intend to do is to continue with the philosophy of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General T.A. Lagbaja, and give my very best to make sure that I support, in collaboration with other security agencies and sisters agencies, to bring all forms of criminality to barest minimum, and to warn all the criminals out there that, nobody has monopoly of violence besides those of us in uniform. They should be ready to have that.
Nuisance, Lele.
The new nuisance, okay? When you see them, apart from Lagbaja, when you see some of them, they get pot bellies, Nigerian generals. They cannot keep people safe. They cannot protect the country, defend the country. Terrorists or terrorism is a big industry in Nigeria. You see, when somebody like that, when they talk, they're actually referring to those of you who don't get guns, civilians. Because when it comes to actually fighting the terrorists, oh dear, they are worse than the cowards that dictionary describe what is a coward. Cowards. But they can threaten the civilians. You know what happened in Niger State yesterday? I'll tell you. Number one, under these Nigerian generals, Nigeria now have areas where areas called ungoverned areas. Nigerian army, no, they go there at all. They've abandoned the places. They have abandoned them to these terrorists. Ungoverned areas. Niger State alone, out of, like it's almost like a 1/3 of Niger states in Nigeria is controlled by different kind of terrorists. In Sokoto, in Kaduna, in Katsina, even in Kwara State, they have ungoverned areas. In Borno State, sometimes they will tell you that they are overstretched. We are overstretched. That is why we cannot provide security for people there. In Nigeria today, under these Olori Buruku generals, who are so very, very active, you will see them during elections. They will be bringing out all kinds of trucks, armor tanks, everything. You think they are going to war. No, they are there to intimidate the citizens and protect election riggers and all that. Sure, you get. And then if there is a plan, if there's a time for protest, you will also see them too. Generals, they are generals, Nigerian army. And they will be threatening civilians, okay? Threatening you, how they will kill you, how they will shoot anybody that try to disobey them, how they will, if you dare us, don't dare us. If you dare us, we'll come for you, They are soldiers that are pretty much like businessmen too. Civilians in uniform. That's who they are. Businessmen who are very much, you see, when they make them this kind of generals, it is like a come and chop opportunity. That is why the APC, in particular, they've been able to get away with a lot. They are generals, they are soldiers who cannot actually plan any coup to save Nigeria from these looters, because they themselves, right? What they wanted is just to be given a seat at the table. And they usually get the seat. So the money meant for ammunition, so the money meant for training of officers, so the money meant for the welfare of officers, so this is the money that some of these top generals, that's the money they always share. They are so rich. They are the former chief of army staff, Burataye the butcher, was able to buy for himself different properties. I'm talking about like expensive properties in Dubai. Immediately, they said they retired. He quickly dropped the khaki, he put on the agbada, and they gave him appointment to become ambassador to Benin Republic. You see all these ones too. When you see them talk tough, these are a bunch of empty barrels, collaborators, the ruiners and destroyers of Nigeria. But you see that Lagbaja, even though he's dead now, I just didn't expect that it would be treated that way. So in Niger State yesterday, the Boko Haram terrorists, who are still very much active, 9 years after they told you that Boko Haram was coming, to what? To crush the terrorists. And then you will never hear anything about terrorism anymore. Today, terrorism in Nigeria is a big, huge industry where these generals and generals, they are generals inside the AC, air-conditioned offices in Abuja. And once in a while, when they want to show off, they will take all their cameramen, and then they will pretend to be going on a surveillance, whatever, to go and visit the soldiers that are barely paid or mostly unpaid. So yesterday in Niger State, the Boko Haram terrorists, they killed 9 farmers and then 1 Chinese, making it 10 victims. When they killed them, they didn't kill them by shooting. No, they beheaded them. And they left the body. And they went away with all the heads. In Zamfara State, the same terrorists kidnapped over 100 people. As you are watching this video now, the Nigerians that are in the hands of Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram terrorists, ISWAP terrorists, they even have another terrorist in Sokoto, another terror group now. In Sokoto, they said they are more deadlier than the Boko Haram. I can't remember their name. All of this, under the nose of the NIA, DSS, Nigerian Army, and some of all these guys who are supposed to actually discover crime before they happen. But the civilians, led by the APC, they've done a tremendous job in ensuring that they give all these stories media blackouts. I no go hear and per se. You will see the flash. After that, it's gone. Nobody talks about them anymore. So when I see them walk about and claim to be this general that, general this, general that, it's actually to me, it feels like an insult to reasonable people's intelligence, right? It's like an insult to say, what exactly is the work of all these guys? Apart from the overstarched uniform and different pictures they upload on social media every now and then. What exactly is their real job? Because now in Nigeria, military appointment is by political connection, so to say. And they are there doing nothing when it comes to, we are here to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria. No, they are not. They are there to make their own money and walk away. So they denied Lagbaja at the last hour, his own last hour. Today, after this internal coup is already sorted, Tinubu replaced him. That's when they now felt like, you know what? Let's now announce that he is dead. I saw Remi Werekwe with his wife visiting the Lagbaja's wife, and I was like, is she in on it as well? Like, your husband is dead for how long now? Did he just die yesterday after they promoted Oluleye, that guy, to replace him? Is that when she now probably now felt like we can tell the children that their dad is dead? This is how evil they are in that contraption. People have also been raising some level of conspiracy theories. Remember the children that Tinubu kidnapped for protesting against end bad governance, right? Some people are now saying the children that we saw in court, because this is them now, okay? They have been returned back to their states. Others, some back to Kano, some back to Kaduna, okay? So some of the people are now saying that, are you sure that nobody say they don't release some of these young Boko Haram terrorists too? Because when you go back and look at the images of some of the children we saw that were fainting in court and all that, said they didn't see some of them in the current released images. I was like, but these ones are still like a young kids, because they released 119. So in Kaduna, after these guys are supposed children detained for protesting the end bad governance protest. Okay. So in Kaduna, 38 of them, these 38 were given mobile phones, right, by the government. So it's a little bit confusing. Okay. I have tried myself to get as many, to compare as many images as possible, to be honest, okay, of some of the children we saw in court that day. And I'm going to try and put back on the video of that court appearance. I understand that there are some that were not taken to Abuja, okay? It's like it's not all of them that were taken to Abuja. We still have some of them on trial as we speak, in Borno, Kaduna, and what have you. I'm trying to bring back the clips of these children in court. Sorry if I'm going to probably be giving you another sort of trauma or so. But I don't know. I didn't see some of these faces. Right? I didn't see some of these faces in court that day. So I want you to master some of these faces here, okay? And then maybe you will help me. We can do this together. See if you can figure any of these guys, right? In that video. Indeed, though, these ones are still minors. So I believe these ones are also part of those that were kidnapped and taken to Abuja. Or share you get now. No, not like they are too different. So there's this conspiracy theory around it. You get that? So now, take a look at that video of those children that day.
When they were detained outside Abuja, to the best of our knowledge, the police did not even bother to get a remand order. So they had already detained them beyond the constitutional period. They now went to court seeking to legalize their illegal.
No, I don't think that's the right one. Okay? So I will come back to that at some point, okay? Give this a shot. 1 sec. So people believe that they pick up on some of these faces and people kind of automatically believe that, are you sure these were the children we saw in court that day? You know, we can't really trust these guys. I personally don't have any issue because I'm personally kind of like, glad that the children have been returned back to their families. Here you get. Or could there also have been some others? So this is Kaduna, by the way, where they were giving them mobile phones. Somebody asked that why are they giving them mobile phones? It's like, well, they have been treating them very, very well since the expose. Are you with me? Since the time they brought them to court, which caught the attention of the whole world of how evil the APC Ebekebe truly is, right? Give me a second. I'm trying to put up that clip. I didn't put it up earlier. So, yeah. Here we go.
This is how the children are fainting because of hunger.
Let me go and take the They came to the now. The prosecutor should do their business. How can you arrange children? What's help? Sorry. Wait now, Kai. You are not the one to dictate to us now. Kai, say, I'm not good. What kind of design? I don't know why. For goodness sake. This is so heartbreaking. This is so heartbreaking. This is now. This can never be the country of problem of Nigeria.